everyone, I'm Nurul Faiza, and I'm going to continue the story of my novel. The title of my novel is Paper Town by John Green. I will tell from chapter 2 until chapter 4. The story beginning with 9 years ago when Quentin and Margot play around the playground in the Jefferson Park, and then they found the dead guy in there. And then in the night, Margot suddenly come to the Quentin's room, and she is slide the borderless of Quentin's room, and then they Quentin's wake up, and they can chat about investigation about the dead guy in the Jefferson Park. Margot is always love mystery and always be like that. She tried to find out about the dead guy in the Jefferson Park, but she had nothing result. And then suddenly on that day, the events happened again, and Quentin was surprised when Margot slid up the window like 9 years ago. And then she opened the Quentin's windows when Quentin was finished internet messenger with Ben. Ben is Quentin's best friend. And then Margot said she need Quentin's car because she wants to do something. But unfortunately, Margot's dad knows that she escaped from her house and will do something. Margot's dad angry and wants Margot to go home at that time. But finally, Margot go home and she asks Quentin to wait within a minute. And meanwhile, when Margot go home, Quentin take his car key, and then some minute Margot come back again, and Quentin's room with sneaking indeed. She escaped from her house with something tricky. Both of them sneaks to the minivan in the garage. Margot need Quentin to be a driver and driving them to the Publix, and then Walmart and grocery store. Before they entering the Publix, Margot made some list to both. The first is 3 fish cat, fit Vaseline, mountain, tulips, water, tissue, and blue spray. And then after they get all the items, they go to Walmart and to buy the club. The club is the lock for cars, the lock of car steering. So with the club, the steer of the car cannot rotate anywhere. But Quentin asks why Margot buy the club, and then she answered with rambling. Finally, she said Quentin that he will be know everything before tonight over. And then Margot tried to find air horn, and then she blow it, so it's make the employer come to them and remind them to don't blow it again. and then continue the the journey of Margot. And in there, they're talking about Chuck. Chuck is Jess's best friend. Jess is ex-boyfriend of Margot. Chuck suddenly asks about Margot and Jess to Quentin. Jess had been cheating Margot. He cheated with Margot's best friend. She is Becca. And then Margot start her revenge and start from Becca's house. Margot knows that Jess in there that night. Jess parked his car two blocks from Becca's house. Margot always remember that Jess always forget to lock his car, which made easier Margot to equip the club on the Jess car's stair. After that, she called Becca's parents and said that Becca and Jess had sex with in the Becca's basement. And then Becca's dad turned on the lamp one by one until reach the Becca's basement. And then in the bush, Margot and Quentin, who hid and wait for the Jess reach when called by Becca's dad. Not long, Jess out from Becca's basement with Nick, and then he ran to his car, but obviously the steer of Jess' car was locked, and at the time Quentin take a picture of Jess. After that, the next plan is to prank with Becca. Margot and Quentin get into Becca's house through the window of Becca's room, and then Margot write a letter for Becca. The letter is, "Your friendship with her, it sleep with fish." And then Margot put in Becca's clothes, then write symbol M with blue spray in the wall. Margot and Quentin hurry up to come out from Becca's basement because they afraid that Becca's dad will be caught them. Margot and Quentin little bit near Becca's dad pump here. Margot and Quentin here Becca's dad pump the shotgun, and it is make them to be more afraid. Unfortunately, they success run from Becca's house, and then the next mission is Karin's house. And then the impression that I got from this chapter is about the characterization for the character of this novel. And the first is the main character, Quentin Jacobson, usually called Q as his nickname. He was very anxious person, little coward, and always interesting about his neighborhood. That is Margot Roth Spiegelman. And then the second Margot was always love mystery. She had out of the box thinking and had little revenge with her boyfriend and also with her best friend. And then the third is Ben Starling. Ben is Quentin's best friend in his school. He is very ridiculous and overconfident. And then the fourth, another Quentin best friend was Radar. Radar is spectacled boy who loves computer so much and very smart about games, and another things about machine. And then the last, Jason Worthington. He is Margot's ex-boyfriend. He was cheating Margot with Becca. That's all from me. Thank you.